Namaste and welcome to this brand new episode of our program Guest in Town. We have our guest of our town and he is the Vivers regional head to South Asia and he is Anubhav Nayyar. Let me welcome him. Hello sir, welcome to Nepal, welcome to Himalaya.
Thank you Rohan, thank you.
This is the first visit of yours and I guess you are here for the official visit for the promotion of Viva.
Yes.
Tell me something about this visit of yours.
Well, it's been a day since I've been in Kathmandu and absolutely love the city. So I think the first thing is I almost feel a bit of regret not coming to this country earlier. It's a beautiful city, and specifically the valley, yet to see the other part of the country. I think the purpose of this visit is basically we've seen that there's a lot of good growth, solid growth coming from Nepal for Viber. The idea was therefore to sort of officially build our presence over here in terms of partnering with various companies, providing certain local content, and also meeting various media houses and organizations. So that's the basic idea of this visit.
Okay, how did the program go?
Well, quite well. I think for us, we wanted to announce some of our numbers. We just recently crossed the 4.5 million, 45 lakh users in Nepal only. We have over 700 million users across the world. So from a Nepal perspective, things are looking very good. I think people love Viber and we're very thankful for that.
You were the first batch of Vivers as an employee globally. Can you please share something about Vivers, the story behind the Vivers and the ups and downs in 2010, I guess it was.
Yes. So from a business perspective, operations in other countries, yes, there were a few of us who were hired in different regions. However, Viber has been running as a business back in 2010 and 11, development centers across the world. So what started largely as a very tech-centric team has now diversified into various other fields such as business development, sales, marketing, etc. Tech obviously lies to the core of everything that we do, but I myself have been with Viber now for the last close to 2.5 years, coming to 3 years, and it's been a great journey.
How do you see the overall market perspective of Viber in the South Asian region, since you are the regional head for South Asia, even including Nepal, and can you please compare Nepal and other countries as well?
I think Viber not only in South Asia, but
first of all, let's focus on Nepal, and then after we will just move on to the South.
So not only South Asia, but I think across the world, Viber started off as a calling app, but now we are actually used mostly for messaging and also for calling. We are essentially a free messaging and calling application, allowing people to connect with each other. And when it comes to Nepal, we actually see it as a big market for us because the population of Nepal is not that big. I think it's around 25 to 28 million. So if I look at it from a per capita perspective, the number of people who are actually using us is fairly high as a percentage of the total population. So if it really tells us that Nepal is a great market, it's growing really well, and that's our intention to further fuel this growth. So if you really look at it, the behavior is fairly similar across South Asia and actually globally also. People are using us for messaging, people are using us for group messaging, so groups of people in offices, groups of students, school students, or it could even be people as colleagues using us. In addition to that, there are certain other things like video calling is available, regular calling of course is available, and in addition to that, we also had recently introduced something called public chats, where a number of leading celebrities and business partnerships and organizations are already on board.
Okay, so this is the recent development.
Yes, so I would say that has come in the last 4 to 5 months. So we've got a number of leading names, like for example, in actresses like Priyanka Karke. She's also there
in Nepal, right? Malvika Subba, Dr. Babram Bhatt, I heard that.
Yes. They've all joined this and embraced it really well, and we're very thankful for them, to them also for being a part of the Viber.
Can you please highlight more on this public chat?
Sure. So public chat is essentially the thought was that all of us, we love following people who we look up to. So it needn't be only celebrities and stars. It could even be people who are people who are politicians. It could be writers. It could be even people who provide information. People like you maybe, and maybe people in your company. So it provides people an avenue to follow their favorite stars and groups of stars and interact with them. Um, Currently, we have a number of film stars, certain other leading influencers on public chats, and as a common user, I can see what is their day-to-day life. Sometimes it's not about seeing what they're famous for, but almost seeing the human side as to what are the kind of things they eat, what are the kind of things that they wear on a regular day. So public chat provides that view to all the people out there.
Can you please share the success of this public chat in India?
Very, very successful.
Who are there in this public chat and how one individual can join this group?
Currently, number of influencers also in India. I mean, we have the Prime Minister also on public chat. In addition, a number of leading stars and celebrities have been a part of this. We've deliberately kept this globally, even in Nepal, by invite. There's a reason for that. I think people want certain good content and are very choosy about the kind of content that they follow. So we also don't just have stars, we also have, I would say, media houses, influencers. So for example, Huffington Post, Mashable, these are examples of publishers who have come on board and are putting in good, interesting content. So it could be celebrities, but it could also be influencers.
Influential people. Right?
People or groups or companies. So it could even be business organizations who are really, really big in Nepal who may want to open a public chat. And if we see that they will be able to put good content, then why not?
What is the use of this public chat in terms of these companies?
Information broadcasting. So public chats, if you and I are a follower of an X company and they want to say talk about the latest things that are happening in the company, CSR initiatives, they want to talk about the latest offers, latest launches, announcemements, initiatives, they can all do that using public chats as a way to broadcast anything and everything about the company to the people of.
Okay. Has this been started in Nepal or not?
Yes.
Okay. From when?
At the same time. So public chats has been opened at the same time for everyone. We are evaluating a number of partnerships with various brands and companies. The moment we have things which seem interesting, they will go live.
Anubhav, so there won't be an actual involvement of the stars, isn't it? So don't you think that it's going to play with the sentiment of the general public who is using the chat?
Actual involvement.
Actual involvement, the real involvement of the, since they don't have time, the stars, they don't have time, the companies, they don't have time. So how it is being managed?
Actually, you'll be quite surprised, the stars do have time. A leading list of stars and influencers actually do this on their own.
Interesting.
You know, for example, Priyanka Karke, she was there in a conference today, and in front of me, I mean, I saw her uploading pictures, etc., and things of the event live. So I think that the people and the stars who are really interested do it themselves, and I have seen that being done by a lot of stars. So the idea is to...
In Nepal, Priyanka Karki has done that.
Yes.
What about in India? Okay, today only. Yes. What about in India? Since Prime Minister Narendra Modi has time to follow this.
It purely depends from company, a partner to partner. I think the way we do it is it's meant to be authentic. So sometimes yes, it can be that if its person is really big, it's their designated official representative who's doing it. But it's always very, very true, and the reason why we do this is that there is a formal process that happens. It's not as simple, and that's the main reason, coming back to your first question, that we do it by invite. We don't do it just opening it up for anyone. There's a series of checks that we do. There's an agreement that happens, and only post that can somebody come on live.
The general public?
No. By invite. Yes, or the company.
Okay. How can a general public or the fans, let's say, get access of it?
We're doing, like I think with a lot of all sorts of launches, there's a phase process. Currently, it's by invite. We will take it as a phase 2 and see what traction will we get if we also open it up for the general public.
What is your analysis on the market of Viber in Nepal? Since Nepal has got lots of problems, the internet is the basic problem for this sector. How do you analyze the overall market scenario of Viber in Nepal? Since you told that this is the growing market.
Yes, I think, like I said, I think a lot of people started off by using us for calling, but today the use of messaging and people using us in group conversations is probably the two parameters which are faster than anything else. We just recently announced, and we have in fact launched it, which is localized stickers for Nepal, in Nepalese. Right now, the reason for that is actually it works the opposite way. When we spoke to people in Nepal, this came out as a requirement. I mean, and we just felt that we need to do this for our users, where people just felt that we like what you're doing, but can you localize it in some way? Not just in terms of a translation, but in terms of even what clothes the person is wearing, occasions, and so many other elements of localization. So that's something which has just been introduced, and we do believe is definitely something which people will love.
And I guess to make the brand more popular among the people, the brand should hit the public sentiment, right? Public culture, isn't it?
Yes, it has to, and I think we work in the opposite way. We do what our users want us to do. So I think our users wanted us in to have elements of Nepal in Viber, in whichever way it's possible, and we've started doing that already.
How much popular is that?
I can't give you actual numbers, but I can tell you that let's put it like this: I need to put some resources to ensure localization is happening regularly, because it's been absolutely very, very successful for us in terms of the localization. We've got a lot of downloads, a lot of people who are starting to use stickers on a day-to-day basis, and it's done really, really well for us.
Are you going to join hands with some other native brands of Nepal for this?
Yes.
Like there are different local brands, like let's not name them. Are you going to join hands? If you want to mention some that you are going to join hands with, then you are open to.
Well, let me give you an extension of this. I think have tied up with certain players across the world, and we will definitely tie up with some players or the other, native brands like you said, or it could even be multinational brands.
Because me too, I have got that the localized stickers in my Viber, right? But what I saw is that there is the Nepali font, the Nepali hi, hello and all, but there is no the localized sticker.
Correct.
There is no the localized feature which represents Nepal. Right. So are you planning for that or not?
The way we look at it is we first try and localize through content. Not just basically through translation, but like I said, everything has a process. So we just started doing it, and you'll see more and more localization coming. Having said that, one must always remember it's a global app. So the experience that a person in Nepal gets when they're in Nepal, and the experience that they get when they say maybe in the US or in the Gulf, should ideally be the same, because it becomes a bit difficult if the moment you're changing countries, the app is changing significantly. So we bring in some elements which are customized to a region, but we don't look at changing the app completely. No.
Okay. There are numerous communication apps. Like there are WeChat, and there are WhatsApps and Imo and all, right? So why people should choose Viber? What is the difference between this?
We actually look at competition as a good thing, actually. I think every industry, and I'm calling this an industry, every industry has a number of players, and I think innovation is key. It's a key differentiator. Today, instant messaging is so popular. I mean, 6 or 7 years back, no one had even heard of instant messaging. We were like, what? Today, instant messaging has become a basic, and it's not just the names you've taken. There are maybe 20 other players out there, which are even smaller, etc. I think for us, we need to continue looking inward and also understanding from our users what they want. We do have a system where we meet actually a lot of users, ask them what is it that they like, what is it that they don't like, so that when we're looking at innovating and introducing newer things, they need to be resonating with people who will be our end users. So it's not really about looking at competition and saying, okay, what are they doing? Because the chances are if you look at them...
Why people should use Viber, let's say in that way?
I think the reason why people use Viber, in fact, is it's probably one of the best communication applications slash platforms available, and it affords you the choice of communicating whichever style you want to communicate. I can do video calling, I can do calling, I can do messaging, I can even send audio messages which go across, and I can communicate in expressive ways through stickers, etc. Further, I'm also available across devices. So I'm not just on your mobile, I'm also on your laptop, I'm also on your tablet. And I think the point is access, availability, and the fact that it's universal just makes us very, very strong.
Let's talk about the globally. What are the future plans of Viber?
I think I would answer for both globally and for Nepal together. Largely two directions. I mean, I think first is the product front, where we're continuously looking at innovating and introducing newer things. For example, some time back we introduced hidden chats. Now, why did we introduce hidden chats? Because a lot of people said that, oh, you know what, we want to have private conversations sometimes with our friends. We don't want anyone else to see. So now there is an option of hiding certain chats within Viber. Just a small innovation, but something interesting for youngsters in particular. So innovation is key for us. We will continue investing behind that in terms of R&D, product, etc. The second aspect is in terms of building localization, like you had mentioned, is not just about stickers. It's also about partnerships. So we will be actively looking at various types of partners. It could be partners which are business conglomerates. It could be partners which are media houses. It could be partners which are in maybe financial services, etc. And some partnerships are at a global level, and a lot of partnerships actually happen at a country level.
Nowadays, it is said that the criminals, they are using such kind of apps for giving the, for giving the anjam to their crime. It is said that. Any security provisions that Viber has introduced?
Well, currently, in a lot of countries, we have end-to-end encryption. We've started rolling it out. I think it's become a hygiene. All players are doing that right now. It's not just us. We provide a communication platform, and I think the way we look at it is we look at it differently. We look at a lot of good that can come out of a communication platform. Even at the time, I mean, there have been times and instances when we've even let go of revenue, and we have actually opened out services like Viber out completely for free, because we believe that there's a lot of good that can happen when you're helping people communicate with each other. So I think that's the point, to look at it in a positive way and see what are the good things that come from communication. And I just don't speak for Viber, actually. I mean, I think it's true for anybody.
Anybody, right.
Not only the apps, also for telcos, also for anybody in any form of communication. I think for every 100 good things, there can be sometimes one which is bad. But I think the point is that how can you make those 100 good things probably into 200 and try and reduce the bad? So
what about Viber out? Because this feature is not available in Nepal, isn't it?
it is available. It is certainly available. In fact, people in Nepal use it today also. Viber out just allows people through Viber to call any other number which is not on Viber at subsidized rates. So it's very much available in Nepal.
Do you have regional office in Nepal or not? Why?
No particular reason. Actually, there is a reason.
Because the thing is that you are saying that this Nepal is a growing market. Yes. So don't you feel that it should be in Nepal?
So let me give you a statistic. Viber has a presence in 193 countries, 700 plus million people. We're a communication app, and we genuinely believe that we don't need a physical presence to be in a market to grow, because that means we need 193 offices, because the product is so universal. I think what is very important for us is to listen specifically to what users in Nepal are saying and look at ways to make our application grow.
But if you introduce your office in Nepal, don't you think that you will create employment as well?
Certainly. But I think the point is that Viber, through its business, etc., is fairly lean in its business development, etc. So I think our focus will always be about generating good communication and providing more services over there, and we'll see from there.
Every sector has got problem. Do you have such problems or not in this sector?
I think it's not really a problem. I think a service like Viber works on the internet. So I think not only in Nepal but across the world, it's something which is growing and something which needs to grow faster. The option of access. I think the only problem that I always see in this entire industry is access. I do believe there are a lot of people in a country like Nepal also, maybe in the smallest of villages, who can use our services and would do really well. It will do them really good. It will help them to the world outside. The problem is providing them access. I think that's the biggest issue.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for your time and wonderful opinion. Thank you so much. Thanks to you as well, the audience, for your time. Please do stay with us for more news and entertainment packages. Keep watching Himalaya Television. Namaste.